In this modern civilization world, there are still many isolated tribes around the globe. In this content, you will see the top 10 most isolated tribes. Number 10. The Awa. The Awa are an indigenous people of Brazil living in the Amazon rainforest. There are approximately 350 members, and 100 of them have no contact with the outside world. They are considered highly endangered because of conflicts with logging interests in their territory. The Awa people speak Gwaja and Tupi-Guarani language. Originally living in settlements, they adopted a nomadic lifestyle around 1800 to escape incursions by Europeans. During the 19th century, the Awa came under increasing attack by European settlers in the region, who cleared most of the forests from their land. Before their territory was invaded, the nomadic Awa tribe had lived in harmony with the Amazon rainforest in Brazil for centuries. They were hunter-gatherers who made pets of orphaned animals. Number 9. The Ayoreo. The Ayoreo live in the dense, semi-arid bush and forests of the Chaco region, which covers most of the northern portion of the Gran Chaco region of South America, bordered by the Paraguay. There are approximately 5,600 Ayoreo people in total. The Ayoreo community in voluntary isolation today is a small proportion of the wider Ayoreo indigenous community of this vast region, and have earned a reputation as a minority group of brave warrior people who managed to remain free from colonial exploitation for many centuries. Number 8. The Nukak. The Nukak live in northern Colombia in the jungle region that lies between the Guaviare and Inirida rivers. They are jungle nomads. At any moment, they can roll up their hammocks and carry their possessions to the next camp. They live off the land, utilizing an incredible list of jungle products. They hunt a variety of animals in the jungle, using a blowgun and poison darts to shoot what lives above the jungle floor and javelins for what scurries across it. They avoid killing deer and tapirs, which they see as closely related to humans. They capture fish by one of several methods, including hooks, spears, arrows, traps, and the use of a root which stuns the fish and allows them to easily catch them. Number 7. Man of the Hole. Man of the Hole lives one of the loneliest existences in the deep Brazilian rainforest. He has survived entirely alone for more than 20 years. So far as is known, he has not spoken to another human being in this entire time. His tribe is unnamed and language also unknown. The Man of the Hole is believed to be around 60 years old. He digs deep pits to capture animals by hunting with a bow and arrow. Number 6. The Dani People. The Dani People are a people from the central highlands of western New Guinea, the Indonesian province of Papua. Spanning 309,000 square miles, the island of New Guinea is the second largest island in the world. It had been discovered by the Portuguese explorers in 1572. But deep in the heart of its forested interior, the Dani people had lived almost entirely undetected for centuries. They survived by hunting and farming. Their tools were created from wood, stone, and bone. Another interesting fact is that the Dani men wore little more than a penis gourd. Number 5. The Korobu. The Korobu, also known as the Tslala, are an indigenous people of Brazil living in the lower Vale do Javari, in the western Amazon basin. Like many other Amazonian tribes, the Korobu are suspicious of outsiders. Many of them had been killed in clashes with ranchers, loggers, and other settlers according to the historical records. However, the Korobu tribe, in recognition of their favored weapon, fought back fiercely and had themselves killed many outsiders who trespassed on their territory. Number 4. The Yanomami tribe. The Yanomami tribe is another of the isolated tribes. The Yanomami are a group of approximately 35,000 indigenous people who live in some 250 villages in the Amazon rainforest on the border between Venezuela and Brazil. However, their culture is rather different to most of the others. This is most apparent in that they don't have any leaders. Rather than take orders from a chief, the tribe get together to discuss any important decisions that might need to be made. Around 20% of the Yanomami tribe's diet is made up of the monkeys, birds, armadillo, and deer which they hunt with bows and arrows. Number 3. Machopiro. The Machopiro are an indigenous tribe of nomadic hunter-gatherers who inhabit the remote regions of the Amazon rainforest. For the last 40 years, Peru's estimated 600 to 800 Machopiro tribespeople have had some contact with settled indigenous people in the Amazon region, but virtually no exposure to outsiders. Commonly referred to as an uncontacted tribe, the Machco are among many in Peru and Brazil that appear to be emerging from seclusion. The tribe, thought to have lived in isolation for more than a century, is an enigma, but not as mysterious as some news reports suggest. For at least 4 decades, Peru's estimated 600 to 800 Machco have had some contact with settled indigenous communities in the country's southeast. Number 2. Palawan Island tribes of the Philippines. About 40,000 indigenous people live in the southern portion of Palawan Island in the Philippines. Despite significant encroachment from mining and the thousands of settlers the industry has attracted, some tribes deep in the interior remain virtually uncontacted. Among them are the Tautbato, who reportedly live in caves in the crater of an extinct volcano. Number 1. Sentinelese tribe. The Sentinelese are the most isolated tribe in the world and have captured the imagination of millions. They live on their own small forested island called North Sentinel Island, which is a scrap of land covering barely more than 23 square miles in the Bay of Bengal. Nominally, the island belongs to the South Andaman Administrative District, part of the Indian Union Territory of Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Sentinelese peoples live voluntary isolation, who have defended, often by force, their protected isolation from the outside world. They are untouched from the outside world for more than 60,000 years. They continue to resist all contact with outsiders, attacking anyone who comes near. In November 2018, John Allen Chow, an American man, was killed by members of the Sentinelese tribe. In 2006, 2 Indian fishermen, who had moored their boat near North Sentinel to sleep after poaching in the waters around the island, were killed when their boat broke loose and drifted onto the shore. The tribe have made it clear that they do not want contact. It is a wise choice. Neighboring tribes were wiped out after the British colonized their islands, and they lack immunity to common diseases like flu or measles, which would decimate their population.